Hey everyone, and welcome back to Firestone Forge. So today I want to talk about something that's really near and dear to my heart, and that's the Society for Creative Anachronisms, a group of people out of time and place. Basically, we do medieval martial arts, but so much more than that, okay? We also do arts and sciences. These people, what we try and do is recreate history, okay? We're not a LARP society. We want people to be involved, but also we do combat. Like I said, so we wear armor and use rattan, which is a solid bamboo. They make wicker furniture out of it, and it's full contact, full force. So one of the things is that we try and hit our friends, but we try not to hurt our friends. We don't want to hurt anybody. We just want to have fun. So there are some rules and stuff like that involved with that for armor minimums and requirements and things like that. And it varies from kingdom to kingdom because this is a non-profit international organization. Okay, I've been a member since many years ago. In my mid to late 20s, I had joined up and everything else like that down in California, and I fought there for a number of years. And then I moved up to North Idaho, and unfortunately life and everything kind of got in my way and I wasn't able to play nearly as much as I would have liked. But now that I find myself over here in the UK, the home, the birthplace of everything that we try and do, it is very Eurocentric, but it is not necessarily only European history. Not at all. There are people who have samurai personas, and I'll get into personas in a second. There are people who have Zulu personas. There, anywhere in the world you can do. You just kind of have to do a little bit of research on their arms and armor of the time period. So let's get into personas. What that is basically that's kind of the LARP-ish aspect of it, if you want to look at it like that. I don't. Let's discuss personas for a second. Okay, because this is kind of a big one where I'm starting out at. So I've played for all these years, but I used to only focus on fighting. I never really focused on the arts and sciences. I never really focused on my persona. I had made one. I got my device or coat of arms, we call them a device, registered and my name registered and whatnot. You're supposed to pick a name of somebody who could have existed in a certain period of time, but not a person who actually did exist. And then you create your coat of arms for that person. So that way you can wear it on your armor, on your clothes, on your encampment, so people will know who you are and where you're at. Um, I did that. I got a device passed. It has to go through the College of Heralds. They have to check and make sure that there's no conflicts. Person didn't actually exist with this. There's nobody currently using it, and so on and so forth. Now, here's the thing. I chose just kind of a generic, I'm a Viking persona. I mean, come on, look at it. I dig it to a point. The thing is that it was something I didn't focus on. Okay. Now, my wife, she's British. I live here in the UK now. She took me over to the British Museum and I got to see the Sutton Hoo exhibit. And it really spoke to me. For the first time, really, in my life, it struck me so hard that I chose to change my persona. I want to go with an Anglo-Saxon persona. Now, Anglo-Saxon personas and Viking personas, because they're very similar in time frame, they kind of come basically from similar areas. Once you start digging into it, you kind of see a lot of the similarities. But they are similar, but there's enough of a difference that is important. What's more is I find myself living in Northamptonshire, here in the UK, and there have been Anglo-Saxon digs here, and there's so much history. It's here. It's not even. It's mind blowing. Anyway, okay, that's something I enjoy. But because it spoke to me so much, I want to start working on that. So I want to start working on my persona and bringing you guys on with me. Like I've got some ideas of things that I want to do. I've been playing around for a while with chasing and repoussé. I haven't shown it here on the channel really, but basically you take your a piece of metal, sheet metal, and you embed it into some pine pitch or resin, and you use kind of like leather tooling, a small hammer and tools in order to put the metal into 3D profile. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is a piece of copper, okay? It's not much to it, but basically I took it and I embedded it into some pine pitch solution resin that I had made myself. I went out to the woods with a 5-gallon bucket. I got a bunch of sap that was just laying around. It all had dirt and pine needles and all kinds of stuff in it. And I took it home, heated it up, clarified it, means strained it, and removed out all the particulates and impurities. I then had to add other materials such as charcoal dust, plaster of Paris, and a little bit of neat's foot oil in order to make it so that way it wouldn't chip. It would be more pliable but still firm. And you'd have to heat it up in order to work it. Well, so basically you take this, you bend these edges over, you embed it into the pine pitch solution, and then you use tools to push this material down into the pattern you want. You can then pull it out, flip it over, and push that material down. So it creates a 3D relief, okay? Chasing and repoussé. So what I want to do is I want to do some repoussé pieces of my device, of various devices of places that I've lived, and put them onto my belt or onto other things, pouches and such. That's a part of the journey I want you to take with me. The point is that I want to do this in an Anglo-Saxon persona way. Because I live here in Northamptonshire now, and there is history of Anglo-Saxons here, there was, not too far away, a helm found called, I think they call it the Pioneer's Helm. It's a boar-style helm, or a boar's head helm. It has a brass boar on the very top of it. The boar is not a symbol of mine or anything else like that, but it's in the Royal Armoury at Leeds. I mean, come on, that was found just down the road. I'm wanting to go Anglo-Saxon. I want to have a helm like that. That's going to take some doing. I'll show you my armor some other time. It's very mostly hidden, very generic. It doesn't really match with anything because I was focused more on the fight than my kit, my armor kit. That's a part of what I want to show. I want to show fighting and aspects of fighting. I want to show training videos. I'm a little bit out of shape. I need to get back into shape. There are events that I want to go to that I'm just dying to go to. But this is something I can do right now while I'm trying to get back into shape. And what's more is that it's also very important to me. It's, without sounding funky or whatnot, it speaks to my heart. And that's important. This is the first time something struck me so hard. And I'm going to pursue it. I don't know how else to put it. It wasn't something that was big for me, like in the beginning of my career. But it is so much so now, partially because I love history and everything's right here and it's poking me right in the face. How can you not? Anyway, I also plan to go over some videos of, some of the experiences that I've had, some of the war events that I've been in, like some of the friendships that I've made. So many of these things are very important as well. And I'm hoping that I can find other like-minded individuals in this area where I'm at. So I know that there is a shire over by Cambridge. It encompasses Cambridge, but is up and around more. And they are the Shire of Flintheath. I believe I'm saying that correctly. I apologize if I'm not. I haven't had a chance to get out and meet anybody yet. That is on my list. It is on my list of things to do, but there's so much going on and still trying to, even though I've been here for a minute, still trying to settle into British culture and driving on the roads. Don't even get me started on that one. That's a whole nother story. Anyway, I hope that you guys come with me on this journey and learn and listen as well, because for me, this is a learning experience too. Even though I've been involved in the SCA for so long, there's so much I don't know. And I'm going to change that. And I would like for you guys to come with me so that way you can also see this and learn and grow as well and maybe be interested as well. If you're interested, look it up. It's sca.org. I don't know about if there being any difference for the UK because it might be sca.org.uk. I'm not sure, but look up sca.org. Talk to you later.